Hey, good Tuesday morning, and thanks for checking out your latest long-range forecast update. Michael Clark here with BAM Weather. A lot to discuss today, including the storm cluster that went through Iowa last night and kind of the evolution of that. Multiple storm reports, wind reports over 90 miles per hour in spots. And then we're going to take a look at where we're going. What's the pattern saying? What do we have in the upcoming forecast here over the next couple weeks? So what you're seeing here is it's kind of the evolution of, I'm going to start this back over. And this is kind of the evolution of the storm cluster last night. And a couple of things prevented a rather, if you will, a larger derecho in the sense. And that is that we had this northern piece here develop in Minnesota. All right, the northern piece in Minnesota essentially allowed for this main wind producing part of thunderstorms to not be as widespread. Now, it was still very strong, severe or dramatic, if you will, in the areas that it hit, but that northern piece where it split southern Minnesota in two and northern Iowa actually ended up helping out a little bit. So nonetheless, it went through, it brought rain, but it also brought a lot of wind. And some pretty intense wind. Again, this is a look at the severe weather reports. Anywhere where you see the squares, those are wind gusts basically greater than 70 miles per hour. And even there in Sioux City, Iowa, it was a 99 mile per hour wind report. So let's go back to that, a lot of wind came with this last night, no doubt about it. And even a couple days before, there was some wind reports as well. The SPC has not been cooperating. Their page has been failing to load and in and out. So nonetheless, you saw where the wind went through. We look here at just 24-hour rainfall totals. Again, you can see where the cluster went through. It didn't bring a ton of rain, but again, it brought its fair share of strong wind and locally extreme wind, really, especially right through this area here. And, we've heard from a lot of growers that some of this area is experiencing the best crop they've ever seen. Unfortunately, this is going to put an impact in that. There's a lot of crop in this area right here. It's basically the most densely populated area of corn in the Corn Belt for the most part. So yet to be seen what that will do, but nonetheless, it's certainly interesting to see the impacts of that. Rainfall the last 7 days, you can see. Most people have had rain. I mean, there's hit and miss spots where some folks haven't had any. You've got some voids here, eastern South Dakota, eastern central portions of Nebraska. Some places have been missed. Most places have been hit. When you look at the soil moisture percentile index, again, still indicating that eastern Nebraska is really needing rainfall the most. Northern Indiana and central Michigan as well. Again, central Michigan probably hurting pretty good in terms of compared to the rest. At least northern Indiana, north central Illinois got some rain. But overall, problem spots, if you will, southern Canadian prairies, eastern Nebraska, northwest Kansas, and central Michigan. Aside from that, not really a ton in the way of issues. When you look at the precipitation departures month to date, July 1st through now, again, you struggle to find big problem areas. Again, you got Michigan here. You've got a portion of South Dakota, portions of southern Missouri and into Oklahoma, but the belt really goes down here. It could be wetter, but there's been rain here in north central Indiana. So again, tough to find major issues when looking at the precipitation maps. Temperature departures from normal month to date, it's definitely been the warmest in the eastern Corn Belt. Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, into the mid-Atlantic states, it's been very, very warm. In fact, it's been hot, for lack of a better term. Normal to slightly cooler in the western third and down there into south central Texas. The bigger story, though, has been, in fact, here's the overnight lows. This has really been a big story with how warm the nighttime temperatures have been. If there are issues with pollination, folks getting out there and walking fields, I would say the warmer nighttime temperatures could promote some issues here. I'd be curious, if you're in the area, leave us a comment or shoot us something. Let us know what you're seeing. Send us some photos or something of your crops in these areas. And see if these warm nighttime lows are impacting pollination and the crop in general. When you look at rain from the start of the growing season until now, again, there's just no major spots that stand out. The biggest deficit in the Corn Belt would have to be across central southwestern Michigan. And maybe some spots in Ohio and Illinois or in the Dakotas. But there's no reds on the map as it pertains to precipitation from normal temperatures from the start of summer till now. Again, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Illinois ran the warmest for sure. Okay, so it's one of those things where I was just in Minnesota last week speaking to some growers there, and even a trend line yield crop this year, again, is a record crop. And I think that's probably what we're looking at, unless the wind event here last night and the warm overnight lows have a bigger impact than we think they do. That maybe those are some limiting factors, but big picture, there's no major red flags, at least for the time being. Look at rainfall and whatnot the next several days here. This is the European model, next 5 days. And I'm going to go up a little bit just so you can kind of see this. Next 5 days, rainfall, again, plentiful, good rains across the heart of the grain belt, and where it's needed most, really. So again, there's no moisture supply issues. That's the 1 to 5 day, okay? And then getting into the 5 to 10, here's the 5 to 10 day rainfall pattern. Again, maybe could use some more moisture up there across the Canadian prairies for sure. Far northern plains lacking a little bit, but good rains here in the central plains day 5 to 10. Okay, and maybe even some rain there into central Michigan. And then the 11 to 15, again, the pattern is fairly active. I do want to draw some attention at least down to the Gulf for now, as the European is trying to potentially suggest in the extended forecast there could be perhaps some tropical mischief going on. This is all the way out to day 15, so don't take this home and take it to the bank, but there's a potential for some tropical activity down there. The GFS is completely different and doesn't have anything. So it's one of those things where we'll at least mention it for now, but nothing to be too overly concerned about just yet. Look at low temperatures, though, overnight lows. This is going to be nice. This is Thursday morning. This is temperatures in the low 50s, mid 50s, Iowa. Getting into Friday morning as well. Again, it's going to be nice. I mean, look at this, temperatures in the low to mid 50s across the heart of the grain belt here. You may even see an isolated 49 degree low temperature here this weekend. But nonetheless, I mean, this is nice for early August, and it's certainly not gonna hurt the crop in any way there, as we have some really cool nighttime low temperatures coming. Which this brings you to this is week 1 temperature departure. Cold front we've talked about for some time. We have talked about this for a while. Nice looking, nice reprieve of the heat. Nice shot of cooler air coming in. The warmth will rebound into week 2. We think it gets warmer again. This is the week 2 outlook. It does set up the potential, at least for some heat. We think getting into the week 3 time frame. I think it's possible that some much above normal temperatures can return the 11th through the 17th of August. Similar to what we've seen all summer. This is where the heat's really been focused for a majority of the summer. And this is where we just got done being really hot, by the way, too. It may come back for a time, and then we see a bigger cold front signal that 3rd week of August. A lot of indications, a lot of signals now suggesting a bigger front, bigger shot of cooler air, probably fall-like air. This may be a big front. Big SOI drop, big trough in the North Pacific. A lot of indications here indicating that cold front. So right around the 18th or so of August looks to be the idea. Precipitation in that week 3 to 4 time frame. Again, there's just really not any concerns moisture-wise right now of any lack of moisture. If anything, the only thing that would need to be watched in here is the potential at something in the tropics. if something were to develop, it's probably closer to what Brett has going on in here, but could it come up into here and make it wetter? Yeah, it could. It's out there. But again, no major risks in terms of precipitation right now. So, as I see it, again, weather-wise, the wind event last night certainly could factor into top-end yield in portions of Iowa, northern 3 to 4 county rows, and then overnight lows. If you've got photos and want to send us some stuff, we'd love to see it. Give us an idea of what the crops look like in some of those warmer nighttime areas, and share it with a friend. Share the video with a friend. Make sure you subscribe to the channel here on YouTube, and we'll talk to you soon.